Imagine being the kid who tries her best to stay invisible. You walk the halls with your head down, you keep your words quiet, and you hope that if you just don't make waves, the world won't notice you. But what happens when the world notices anyway, only to laugh, mock, and break you down? And what if that moment of cruelty leads to a twist no one in school will ever forget? Maya Thompson was the kind of girl who lived in the quiet corners of life. She loved books more than crowds, sketching more than selfies, and she thought of her silence as a shield. Her mother often reminded her, "Baby, you don't need to be loud to be strong," but inside, Maya didn't feel strong at all. She walked the crowded halls of Brookside High like a shadow, praying to pass unnoticed. But bullies always notice shadows. It happened on a Tuesday. The cafeteria buzzed with chatter, trays clattering and laughter bouncing off the walls. Maya slid into the back table with her book, hoping to eat in peace. That's when a group of girls approached, the kind who seemed to feed off cruelty, led by Cassandra Blake, the queen of whispered rumors and sharp smirks. "Nice shirt, Maya," Cassandra sneered, her friends giggling behind her. "Shame it looks so empty." Before Maya could react, Cassandra lifted her cup of bright red fruit punch and tipped it forward, splashing the sticky liquid across Maya's chest. Gasps echoed. Some laughed. Some looked away. Maya sat frozen, her heart pounding so hard it hurt. The juice soaked into her blouse, staining it deep crimson. She wanted to vanish. She wanted the ground to open and swallow her. But instead, she just sat there, trembling, clutching her book with wet hands, fighting back tears. Cassandra leaned closer, her voice dripping with cruelty. "Oops. Guess you're even more invisible now." The laughter that followed stung worse than the juice. Maya ran from the cafeteria, her vision blurred. She locked herself in the bathroom stall, trying to scrub the stains, but they wouldn't fade. And as she cried quietly, she thought, "Why me? Why can't I just be left alone?" What she didn't know was that the humiliation she endured would set into motion a chain of events that would change her life. And Cassandra's, forever. The next day, Maya considered skipping school altogether. The thought of walking those halls with stained memories felt unbearable. But something stirred inside her, a tiny voice that whispered, "No more." She wasn't sure where it came from, but it pushed her feet out the door and into the bus. At lunch, she sat again in the cafeteria, this time at a different table. Cassandra noticed instantly. "Look who crawled back," she said loudly, juice box in hand, ready for another show. But before Cassandra could take a step closer, a teacher entered and announced something that shifted the room's mood. "Don't forget, self-defense class today in the gym. Attendance is mandatory." Whispers spread, and Maya's heart raced. She had signed up weeks ago, pressured by her mother, who insisted learning to protect herself was important. Cassandra groaned, clearly annoyed at the idea of breaking a sweat. The class began with the instructor teaching basic stances, how to block, and how to use an attacker's strength against them. Maya, to her own surprise, caught on quickly. Her body moved with a natural rhythm, her mind focusing on every detail. Cassandra, meanwhile, stumbled and laughed, treating it all as a joke. Until the instructor called for pair exercises. "Partner up," he said. And fate, or maybe justice, paired Maya with Cassandra. At first, Cassandra smirked, thinking it would be easy. But when she tried to shove Maya, she found herself flipped onto the mat with startling precision. The room went silent, eyes wide. Maya hadn't just defended, she had controlled the moment. Cassandra scrambled up, red-faced. She lunged again, only to be spun around and, in one clean motion, ended up with her head and shoulders half inside a large rolling trash bin near the mat. The room erupted in gasps and nervous laughter. And for the first time, Cassandra wasn't the one laughing. Her face burned, tears of humiliation pricking her eyes. The same crowd that once laughed at Maya now stared at Cassandra, and she couldn't stand it. She bolted from the room, sobbing, her once unshakable image shattered. Maya stood there, breathless, not triumphant but calm. She hadn't meant to humiliate Cassandra, but she had stood her ground. She had proven, to herself most of all, that she wasn't invisible. After class, a few students approached Maya, offering kind words, even apologies for staying silent before. She didn't need their validation, but it felt like a door had opened. For once, people saw her. Later that day, as she walked home, Maya reflected on what happened. Her shirt might have been stained yesterday, but today her spirit had been washed clean of fear. The lesson wasn't about revenge. It wasn't about making Cassandra cry in a trash can. It was about showing that quiet doesn't mean weak, that silence doesn't mean surrender, and that sometimes the smallest voices carry the greatest strength.